guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are finally talking about elimination communication, and I'm guessing that you are either wanting to start EC on your infant, or you are just curious how I got my son to start using the potty at 5.5 months old. So let's just start with, what is elimination communication? Some people call this EC or infant potty training, like I already said. I don't really like calling it infant potty training because it's not potty training, but what it is, it's just really a natural way of responding to your child's elimination needs. So basically that means you are super tuned into your infant and you are responding to their cues and signs for when they need to go pee or poop, and instead of allowing them to soil themselves and go in their diapers, you are helping them eliminate in an obvious place like a toilet, or a not so obvious place like a sink when they are super little. But basically you're just helping them not pee and poop themselves. So yeah, that's basically all it is. Now, a lot of people don't think that babies can control their bladders, and it's not really about controlling their bladders. Honestly, it's just about listening to their cues and helping them eliminate in a better place than their diapers. So there are a lot of benefits to EC, and this is what totally sold me on the idea and really motivated Hans and I to try out EC. And if you want, you can go to diaperfreebaby.org to read a ton of benefits, but I have my phone here and I'll just read a few because this is totally what just, yeah, got us motivated to want to try this out. So I'm just going to read a few, and these are pretty obvious, but reduces irritation of baby's skin, reduces the risk of diaper rash, keeps chemicals off baby's skin, enables parents to take a closer note of baby's elimination patterns to develop a better sense of the child's digestive system, and potentially reacts to allergens more quickly, allows babies to go diaper-free in bathing suits, reduces the risk of urinary tract infections, reduces the risk of constipation, reduces or eliminates unexplained fussiness or colic, reduces the risk of bedwetting in older children, empowers special needs children by becoming active participants in caring for their own elimination needs, and the list goes on. But honestly, those were just enough to get us started and realize that peeing and pooping in your diapers is not a normal thing. I know that living in the United States, it is looked at as a normal thing. And I think like the average age for potty training in the United States is 3 years old. But there are so many different countries where most babies are using the toilets by themselves around 12 months, and that is the norm, and that should be the norm, but that's just not how it is here because most people diaper train. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to bash on anyone because I know that's just how it is here. That is what people do, and I think that probably a lot of parents don't feel like they have the time to do elimination communication. But the thing is, you don't have to do it full time. You can totally be flexible with this and go around your own schedule. So let's see, I have some notes here, I just want to make sure. So so for what age, you can basically start doing elimination communication from newborn, and I would say that the best way, or the best age to start elimination communication would probably be from 0 to 6 months, and all the way up to maybe 12 months. From what I've read, you can do it up to 18 months, but from people that I've talked to and things, and just from my own experience, honestly, I think if you are going to do elimination communication, you should definitely start younger than a year, because by the time that they're a year old, they are already basically diaper trained, and it's going to not be impossible, but it'll be a lot harder. But if you are here and you have a 12-month-old baby and you're wanting to start, I wouldn't say to be discouraged and think that you can't do it. I guess I would just say to just know that it will be a little bit harder. So if you are wondering how to start practicing elimination communication, I will have some links below for you that can be very helpful. I think that joining like some type of a support group on Facebook is helpful. For me, the only thing that I did was I read diaperfreebaby.org, and that was just enough for me. You will be surprised how natural it comes once you start doing EC. But just to give you a little guideline of how I got started, when Alyster was 5.5 months old, we finally felt like, okay, we need to get started on this. And I wish that we would have started sooner, but I was really intimidated by the whole thing, as I think most people are. I felt like if I did it, I was just going to take up all of my time, honestly, and I felt like if I started, you know, I couldn't go back and forth. But that's really not the case. So when Alyster was 5.5 months old, one morning I just woke up and said, you know what, I feel bad because he was getting diaper rashes and stuff, and I just felt bad having him pee and poop in his diaper. That's just me. So we woke up, I put him on the toilet, and I was so surprised he peed in the toilet the very first time I set him on the toilet. And I just got super excited, and I was like, heck yes. And from that day forward, basically I just started like every 30 minutes if I was home, because I did stay home. Every 30 minutes to 45 minutes, I would just pop him on the toilet. I was holding him, and most of the time he would pee. After we were done nursing, I would take him pee. After he was done, he didn't eat at that time, but there's a ton of different times when you can just, most likely your kid's going to pee, and it's like after they wake up, after they eat, after they nurse. And so those were the time, that's what I started with. I just started putting him on the potty, and then as the time went on, I was learning his cues. If there was ever any times when he was like unexplainably crying, it was most likely because he had to go to the bathroom, and then he was totally good to go afterwards. What else? Basically, if you want me to go more into detail on how to get started, let me know, because I feel like that will be a complete whole video in itself. But yeah, so I also did do EC with a little boy that I nannied, and with him, he was 3 months old, and that's when I started, and his parents went along and did it also, and they're both working parents, and they were able to just do it when they could. Like I said, you don't have to do this full time. You don't have to keep your baby out of a diaper full time. My son still wore a diaper when we went places at first. He still wore a diaper overnight, and that's totally fine. You just make it work for your schedule. And I would honestly say that doing EC even occasionally would be much better than not doing it at all, because of all the benefits there are to it. So the other thing I would say is just to find like a support group, or I don't know, a book, or do some reading, just so you can be prepared for what to expect. And there are definitely times when you might feel like, oh, this is not going anywhere, because I know when Alyster was around 12 months, Hans and I kind of felt like, dang, like we felt like Alyster was really giving us cues and signs up until that point. Like he was doing like sign language, and he would tell us when he had to potty all the time. And then when he was around 12 months old, we started to feel like, dang, he's not like communicating with us anymore. But it was just a little phase. We moved past it, and he was in underwear like full time around that age, except for nighttime. But yeah, so I hope that this was helpful to you guys. I feel like there is just a ton of information, so I just wanted to start kind of brief. But again, if you guys want a video on how to start elimination communication, let me know, because you do need to be careful if you have an infant. You can't just set them on the toilet like a normal human sits. You do have to like cradle them and hold them like against you, facing the toilet. But again, I can get into the details if you would want. I feel like I had a lot of practice, obviously with my own kid, and then with the boy that I nannied. And yes, I am just I want you guys to do it, okay? So, yes, that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I already said that. I haven't done a sit down video in a long time, so Yeah. Okay guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.